The Knotty Artisan.
Mix that up really, really well for me. Okay, this is the stone effect that I switch everybody to. We call it the soapstone. I'm gonna show you how easy it is. I'm gonna go with black and I'm gonna go with white. That's it. And the reason I'm gonna do that is because this is a sample board. I want the basic of the color. So what'll happen is, let's say I put a little gray in this. You don't like gray in your kitchen, right? For whatever reason, people just can't get past the color. I'm going, no, it's cool. We can make whatever color you want, but I don't like gray. I know, we won't put gray in it, we make it, but I really don't like gray. Like they just get hung up on this, you know, that thing. So I just go on the sample boards, I go basic as I can. It's cool, bro.
Black and white out because you're gonna end up with gray.
Well, no, we don't mix them. You're about to see what we do. So. And so this is, so Carrara Marble is what everybody was buying, and then I switched them to this. So we came up with this design, add the blacks and the whites in, and I'll show you why. So we start with this, and we're just gonna put a clear coat right on top. I'm not going to add any spray paint at this point or do anything to my board. I'm just putting a clear coat in. And we'll go like this. And I'm gonna take my trowel and I'm gonna just spread it out over here. So that other resin that I got is, you can see up underneath this. And here, I'm really glad. Okay, hold on, I wanna show you something. See how it's doing like this, like that? Cuba didn't mix it good enough. So it's a good, so now that I see that, I'm gonna take and I'm gonna blend it in a little bit. Because now see how it's like that water that ran off? Yeah. No, it's good. I'm glad he did so we can see it. But when you see that effect, you know that it's not mixed well. And so then what you'll want to do is grab a brush and trowel it really well as well. So what I'm doing is I'm mixing it on surface as best as I can. Not the ideal way to do it because it's on the board, but I want to mix it as best as I can because I do not want soft or tacky spots. And my eyes gotten used to it. If you can kind of see, it was coming a little bit, but now I'm blending it in. Blend it in, blend it in, blend it in, you know. So I'm just hitting this. It's also knocking out the trowel marks that were in it. I also like to take my brush, rub the sides so that we can have something for our resin to go over. So for those of you with OCD, you're gonna have to let me know about the front because I don't always look there. It doesn't take long to find you guys.
You did good.
I did good. Just like that, so it seems pretty well. And then what I want to point out, and this is why I like this, there's always weird things that can happen when you're building, right? And particularly with Carrara Marble has a bunch of spots that are open, right? Like the white, and the seams will show through or just whatever. Like for instance, you can see this bit where I had poured the other resin, right? And it wasn't ready, so I scraped it off the board here, but it was dyed and left a little bit of white mark. On another effect, I'd have to just resand and paint this board and start from another base. With the effect I'm going to show you, no problem. So it's got little bubbles in there. We're just going to hit it. Let's get our bubbles out so we've got a nice flat piece of glass to lay out with. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use black and white. That's all we're going to do. And this is fun because I'll actually invite clients down the day I pour. So, and here's the way I say, look, we're really, really busy. I'll let you know a couple days beforehand when you're gonna come, when we're about to pour your deal. You're welcome to come out and join us that day. I can't stop production for you, so you gotta make sure you hit that day. Otherwise, we'll just pour without you. But most people are like, oh, I'll take time off. And then it's cool because they're right here when they make it. And it's kind of fun. They think you're a crazy wizard because you're about to see what I'm about to do. You're like, what is that? And it looks like garbage till right the last second. So what we're gonna do is take this, and I'm gonna be fairly close to the epoxy, and I'm just gonna make some stripes. I'm actually spraying so that pushes into the epoxy as I'm going. That's actually quite a bit of black, which is okay because we can tone it down as well. And then I'm gonna hit the white. I'm gonna get the edges as well because I want it to flow over. I'm just gonna make stripes in it. Start on the board, come off the board. And the black and the white will really react with each other. And I just cover, in this case, I'm gonna cover all of the resin. And then with the black, which is kind of fun, is you can come back and just put like a little dot there, there, and there. I'm gonna put one here that's gonna come off the side. That will run. Doesn't look that good, does it, right? Yeah. So then I'm gonna take, now I'm really lightly gonna touch. So I'm not pressing down to the base. I'm just using my finger and I'm gonna go right across the top. And I want long strokes back and forth off the board like that. And if you look at my fingers, it's just the tips. I'm not pushing down, I'm being just as light as I can. It's similar to a swipe. If you guys know what that is, where you're just drawing the colors over the top. And I'm not overly concerned about it. I'm just gonna kind of go back and forth.
Try not to make an arc.
Yeah, try not to make an arc, try and make straight at this point. And then what I like to do is hit my edges this way. And I'm gonna let them flow off the edge that way, okay? And then I just sit back and let it do its thing for a second. Then I decide, hey, do I like that? Is it too dark for me or it's too light for me, okay? I'm looking at this as a little more blacker than I want to show people for a example. No problem. Where's my white? There's gloss pure white. We're gonna take this and see how it opens up to the board underneath as well. Remember how I had the white over there? It's not an accident that I've got more effects sitting on top, covering up, not opening up to the bottom here, but over here I did. So, and the way I control that is the tip of my finger. So when I push a little harder like that, when it comes together, it's actually gonna open up to the board. Yep. So you kind of get, and you see where I did that because it didn't come all the way off. I splashed on it. I don't like that. So it's coming here. I want a little more white. I'm gonna lighten it up. So all you do is add a little more white. And then I'm gonna add a dab of black. Now, if you really wanna get some reactions and some cool cell patterns, take your black, put it just like that. Take your white, go right next to it, because these two are gonna react with each other. And now I'm just gonna go right back over the top and blend these. And this is where, when I'm sitting, now I'm real light, I'm not gonna over blend those, I'm gonna let those sit and watch how they fall out and make cells. Just like that. So I'm gonna avoid that spot. I'm gonna hit just the white a little bit, come all the way on and off. And then give it a second to come together. Yeah, I mean, you can do whatever colors you want. I'm going to so there's two things I know. Grays and whites are hot right now, they sell. So I'm gonna make a gray and white one. And I can add any color I want. It doesn't have to be gray and white. Now there's a couple things. See all these cool little cells that are happening, that kind of stuff? That's the black and the white spray paints reacting with each other. Black and white, no matter what effect you're doing, if you put a little black and you put a little white in it, will always make it look more natural. It just is what it is, and that's how you get these effects out of it. And so you look at this and go, hey, it's a little more gray or whatever, so I can continue to just add more white in or dark. And it's the same deal, long strokes. Even when I'm doing a countertop like this, I'll start here and I'm running back and forth, just keeping a straight line. You know, it gives you that stone look. And so I bring it up over here. I'm not gonna hit this because I like the way that's looking right there.
Can you do this on customers existing countertop?
Yes, we can do anything existing. And I'm gonna train you never to do over existing, and we're actually gonna spend some time at lunch doing that. And there's a lot of reasons why. And then I'm just to the point where if a client like absolutely says, well, you have to do it, I don't have to do anything. No, you know, I want to give myself the best result possible, and I want my clients to be happy. And I know if I know it's going to turn out as a bad effect, I don't want it. So at this point, there's a couple things I want to look at. So I really like that pattern. I'm going to hit it. The lines are a little straight at this point. I'm going to move them around to soften it up. But there's a couple of things. See how this is flowed off the edge here? And my striations match up? That's what I want. I'm gonna come and look at both sides. I got it here. So imagine this was a piece of stone that were cut out of a quarry, you know, an inch and a half. You would have those striations go all the way through. So make sure you pay attention to get your effect onto your edges, because it's really, like I said, if I come walking up to this countertop, that looks normal. There's nothing to draw my eye away from it, and then I'm gonna come here, right? So I'm actually gonna take a little bit of paint, And I'm gonna go a little excessive because I'm gonna run that over the side. So we'll come through here and we'll mix that. Really went dark on that, didn't I? Got aggressive there. Let's put some white back in there. So the white and the black will really react well with each other. Let's give me a nice gray. And the key to this, I'm going to sit for a second. See, I splashed it. Give the resin a chance to kind of come back together and the paints to do their things. Then I'm going to heat it and move it around a little bit.
You can only do left to right. You can't do from top to bottom. You want the center bottom.
Oh, you could do diagonal. You do whatever way you want, but keep it straight so that you can move it and make it look natural. I'm right-handed. The key is to make a straight line, because then we'll tilt it later. So at this point, look how it's reincorporated. I'm going to heat it. And then I didn't like that front, so I'm going to grab from the bottom and just roll across the top there. It's really slippery on these edges. Go a little back and forth, just like that. And then where I picked it up here, I hit it, so I want these to come over the edges as well. How's that front? Did it come over?
Yeah, it's good.
It's good? Okay. So we got a little of that here as well. So every time you heat your resin and push it off, you are getting less and less on your surface. So you can only do it so many times, then you just have run all your resin off. So kind of keep that in mind. Get that to flow down. And if you really don't like it, you can just hit it with some paint.
Play with that.
And then just give it a couple rubs. Just like that. So, you guys like that effect? Which one do you like better? Carrara Marble or this one?
Now.
This one's funner to work with.
Yeah, definitely.
Let me show you some. This is the exact same technique, different colors. So once you have the technique down, you can really just, that looks different, right?
That's sharp.
Yeah, you know, so I really like blues. Blues are one of my favorites. And so that's, yeah. Exactly the same as we just did this, we just used different colors, so.
Is the wood grain the same? Wood grain pattern?
No, it's a different technique and we'll show you this afternoon. As a woodworker, if I'm gonna do a wood grain, I'll throw a piece of wood in there. You know what I'm saying?
I just saw a couple of them from the last class. They look pretty nice.
Yeah, no, they're fun to play with, but like that's that technique that you're seeing there. But yeah, as a guy who likes to work with wood, I'll just throw a piece of wood in there and make it look sick, you know? And you can still add resin in, but that gives you an idea of what you can do with that technique. This is the wood grain pattern that you're taught. We have some real wild colors in this. I show them this last, and I go, look, nobody's ever gonna buy this. I'm showing this so you have an idea of what the possibilities are. You know, it's all those crazy colors in there. So, these are my actual sample boards. So you guys like that? Yep. Hey Knotty Nation, if you like this video, please subscribe to us, ring the bell so you can see our projects when they come up in the future. Leave us a comment, drop us an email. We'd love to hear from you.
The Knotty Artisan. The Knotty Artisan.